A while ago, the Tim Traveller hosted a competition to do either a photo or a video of a place that looks like another place, so you could do a sort of staycation, and I think I found somewhere that sort of fits the bill. So, this is how you can pretend to be in Egypt, by going to a Dutch town with a German name for a Czech town that was built by the French. Maybe I should explain. Today, we'll be looking at how a small Dutch village became known for pyramids, and how you can turn your visit to the monument into a family day out. So, in 1806, the Netherlands looked like this and was also called the Kingdom of Holland. Why? Well, like most things at the time, it was down to Napoleon, who had just made his brother Louis King of Holland. Hey, editing Ramona here. I actually forgot to film the bit where I say that Louis changed his name when he became king to Lodewijk, because when he became king, Napoleon expected him to be a puppet king, but he tried to endear himself to the population a little bit, so he changed his name. He tried to help out a little bit when there were floods, and he also tried to learn Dutch, which he kind of failed at a bit, because famously he gave a big speech where he said, "I am a king." But he didn't say that, he said, "I am a rabbit," because the words are pretty similar. So in future, when I'm referring to Lodewijk, I do mean Louis, and he changed his name. As a side note, Lodewijk would become father to the future French Emperor Napoleon III. This happened because the Netherlands was a client state of the French Empire, and as such, had a lot of French forts. One of these belonged to a guy called Auguste de Marmont, and in 1804, he decided to erect a pyramid and an obelisk due to the fact he'd served with Napoleon in Egypt in the end of the 1700s. The story doesn't end there though, and a year later Marmont goes to fight in the War of the Third Coalition, which France won. So, in honour, Lodewijk decides to rename the pyramid to Austerlitz, after the place where Napoleon was victorious. This probably annoyed Marmont, as he had already named the place after himself. But soon, the French were chased out of the Netherlands. Not before Napoleon grew tired of Lodewijk and took direct rule of the country. On top of all the debt and political change the newly independent Netherlands inherited with the French gone, they also inherited the old forts, and with them, any monuments. I don't think the locals were too crazy about having French victory monuments in their country, as the original wooden obelisk soon fell apart and was demolished in 1894. Not that it mattered anyway, as the rest of the pyramid was also falling apart. After all, it was made mostly of sand and dirt, was built in only 27 days, and was mainly done to keep the bored soldiers occupied. By the year 2000, only a newer stone obelisk was visible, but luckily, due to an uptick in interest in local history, the pyramid was restored for its 200th birthday, and in 2008 it opened its doors to the public again. Turning your trip into an adventure-packed family day out is no problem. Located next to the Utrechtse Heuvelrug National Park, you can enjoy the wooded trails either by bike or by foot, or maybe even by horse. The area also hosts many relaxation spots, including the lake Hensgrotemeer. With a large beachy waterfront and secluded by birch, oak and beech trees, many can attest to it being the perfect spot for summer sunbathing. Hopefully when the summer rolls out again, it might make another appearance in a future video. The area next to the pyramid also holds a visitor centre and a small amusement park for kids, which past me had something to say about. I'll tell you what, I was just filming in the visitor centre, and the difference in sound here is night and day. It's so much quieter here, it's very peaceful. It's so nice to just sort of like lay out and just relax here. Whereas, yeah, in the visitor centre, you should be prepared for a little bit of noise. The visitor centre was closed when I was there. However, there are plenty of information boards, and the top of the pyramid also includes a whole heap of information, including all the things that are visible from the top. The famous Dom Tower in Utrecht City is visible, and if you have a sharp pair of eyes, or binoculars, you can even make out Amsterdam Zuidas, which is over 42 kilometres away. The pyramid's best reached by car. However, if you're set on going by bus, you can take the 381 bus from Zeist to Austerlitz and then walk to the pyramid. The terrain is mostly dirt with a little sand, and the pyramid's only a short walk from the visitor centre, so as long as you can make your way through wooded areas, accessibility isn't going to be a problem. However, the top of the pyramid itself is only reachable via a steep staircase. So, tell me what you think. Would you be honoured if somebody built you a pyramid? Are you an expert in the area and I've given you a meltdown by citing all the wrong information? Or maybe you just want to let me know you support the channel. Well, be sure to leave a comment and hopefully I'll get back to you. Check out the description for links, and while you're down there, be sure to give the red button some love. So I'll see you next time. Hope you're there!